One man would enter Capua and change the entire gladiatorial world. Named after a Thracian warrior of old, Spartacus, with swords in hand, will cut down anyone standing in his way. Welcome to Warriors in Fiction. This is a channel where we take fictional warriors and determine whether or not they deserve the title of warrior. We go by 4 different qualifications. That's their skills, their goals, their intelligence, and their feats. If you like that sort of thing, go ahead and hit the like button and subscribe if you're new. I feel like it's very important to let those of you who are not into history know that not only black people were slaves. In Rome, certain captured individuals, be it by conquest or death, would be forced to fight in the arena. And most of the time, it would be for their lives. Skills. As the coldest motherfucker to ever do it in the house of Spartacus, he went from unexpected noob and unexperienced noob to total badass champion of Capua. Roman men began to think he was the god of the arena after an impossible victory over Thracian, the shadow of death, which brought rain, ending a long drought. Spartacus at first can be seen fighting with a sword and shield before being captured by Rome. After a while just using a sword and shield or whatever he could source inside the arena, he fought with 2 swords, mimicking the legendary Thracian king that he was named after. As a Thracian man, Spartacus has trained since his childhood to be a killing machine. Goals. Over the span of a few years, Spartacus had one goal in mind. That was to reunite with his wife and make their way to freedom. When he was captured, so was his wife, and both were forced into servitude. After his wife was killed, Spartacus focused on being the champion, until he found out that it was his master, Quintus, who had his wife killed. This indeed awakened the beast inside the Thracian, and Spartacus would have his vengeance. After that get back was gotten back, Spartacus led a rebellion of slaves that brought the mighty Rome to its knees.
You were nothing before me. I gave you everything.
I gave you the means to accept your fate. Now you are destroyed by it.
Intelligence. We see Spartacus display vast knowledge of combat. However, the art of being a gladiator was very different. The barbaric ways he had been trained to kill as a kid would not cut it in Rome. But Spartacus quickly adjusted and became a champion. Even alongside others, he would unravel the house of Spartacus for what it was and expose all the different things that was going on behind the scenes. And he would even eventually challenge Rome itself. Spartacus was a very smart individual. Feats. He defeated Thracian. Thracian was a big man and said to be unkillable. He literally was called the shadow of death because everywhere he went, there was death. There was one person that survived against him, and that was Anameus, the person who trained Spartacus. And, Spartacus and with the help of Crixus, defeated Thracian. The next feat we talk about is he took on 10 armed centurions with practice swords. It was a little exhibition match, but Claudius Glaber had something against him, of course, and yeah, he pitted 10 armed centurion soldiers against this one gladiator because he was testing the theory that one gladiator equals 10 Roman troops. And Spartacus did this with ease, low death. He survived in the pits. They put Spartacus in the pits for a while to regain his glory because apparently he had dishonored Spartacus in some way. And the pits is somewhere that, let's just say, surviving the pits is a big thing. He raised an army that brought Rome to its knees. Now, to do that, if you know anything about history, the Roman Empire was one of the strongest empires to ever exist. And he created an army of slaves that brought Rome to its knees. And lastly, he defeated Claudius Glaber. Glaber is literally the dude that put Spartacus into the situation he was in. The beginning of the show, he's the #1 dickhead. We want to see that get got back because he's such a dickhead, and we eventually get to see that happen. He took out this titan of a legatus, however you want to say it. He took him out, and in doing that, ensued that the rebellion kept going, and they did what they did. Spartacus is a man that is really. He shouldn't have been challenged the way that he was, but he showed Rome. He was one man that showed Rome that the power of one person could overshadow that of a giant. And he did that. In conclusion, Spartacus is definitely a warrior. I'm not gonna say he had the intelligence of a warrior, but his goals were noble enough to be considered that of a warrior. His skills, come on now, my man was fighting on a different level than other gladiators, taking out bunches. Anybody can take out bunches of people at one time by themselves. Come on now, that's a skill that a warrior has, not just a fighter, but a warrior. His feats, he did some stuff that no other man could in this time period. Let's be for real. So yeah, I consider my man's a warrior. But tell me what you think in the comment section. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Here's what's coming up next week.
20ダンジョンで感じたものと同等の威圧感だ。